Okay, so now we want to make sense out of this chapter, data representation, right? Let's quickly try to go. We want to know, why is it important and why are we studying it in statistics? Okay, the first thing I want you to know is what statistics is. And then you see why we even do this chapter, why we even do this data representation. So statistics is basically the branch of mathematics that helps you to collect data, analyze the data you have collected, and interpret it. Okay, make sense out of the data. So it helps you make sense of data. It helps you to make sense out of the data that you have collected, right? And representation of data, this chapter we're doing, what we're going to be learning, is fundamental. It is a fundamental aspect of statistics. In other words, it's a very important tool that statistics uses to help you to make sense of your data. Okay, to help you to make sense of your data. Why is that important? Because when we get data, all we want to be able to do at the end of the day is we want to be able to make decisions. We want to be able to understand what has happened and react accordingly. For example, if it's the government, then they might want to take, census, numbers of the population, and then they want to be able to make decisions, the birth rate, the death rate, everything. What type of population do they have, the ages and stuff. Then they can be able to make important decisions, right? If it's the healthcare industry, if it's in the hospital, they want to be able to understand what is happening, the patients that are coming in, what they're suffering from, how many are making it, whatever is happening. They want to be able to know that so that they can be able to push in the right direction. Not only that, schools, businesses, schools want to understand the results of the students. They want to be able to make good decisions based on those results of the students, how the students are performing, how many are enrolling each year. Is it improving? Is it getting worse? What is happening? And also businesses, they want to be able to make financial decisions. They want to know, are we performing well? Or what is happening? The clients, how many clients are we getting? All these type of things. So statistics helps you to know that. You collect your data and it helps you to analyze the data and interpret it. It's kind of like helps you to summarize it, because you're going to see that it will help you to convert data into visual forms, something that you can see and understand better. It's like a summary, okay, using a diagram, right? Okay, so data representation, I'm going to write something at the bottom of this. Data representation, like it says, it helps you transform raw data into something that is structured. Okay, raw data is data that is all over the place, written all over the place. But now it helps you to put it into a structured manner, something that is understandable, comprehensible. That means understandable, something that you can be able to then use to make a sound decision. Okay, now how do we do that? By using tables, by using charts, by using diagrams, and some statistical measures. Statistical measures, we look at, it's like variance, standard deviation, mean, mode, median, all these things. All those are used by data representation. What is data representation? It is the topic and statistics that that helps to do what we have been talking about. Okay, that is where we cover those concepts. So in data representation, you should learn how to present your data in a structured manner so that you can be able to make sound decisions. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. All right. Now we can group it down what we are going to be doing in data representation. We can outline it into like 4 things. Okay. Although there are 5, we can put it like 4. Here's what we'll be saying. So you get data. It is raw data. It is all over the place. So the first thing which you would have to do is to order in a table. So that is the first thing that we're going to do. And we'll call that organizing data. So we have data. The first thing which you're going to do would be to organize. So what should I call these ones? I can call these, let me say, how statistical. Let's see how statistical methods represent data. How does this data representation work, right? First thing we do, we have our data. It's all over the place. It's raw data, values, the masses of things, whatever it is. You've written it down on a paper. They are different. The first thing which you're going to do is to organize. We said the first thing is to organize your data. Okay. By organizing data, we mean that you have to put it into tables so that you can be able to reference to it or make comparisons. So let me say this is going to be ordering the data in a table, ordering the data in a table or chart. That's the first thing, right? Okay. Now, what is the second? The second thing is to visualize the data. Okay. Visualize. And to visualize is basically to draw a diagram. So you're going to be drawing a diagram so that you can provide a summary, right? Is to draw a diagram to provide a quick visual, okay, or make estimation. Make an estimation, right? Then the third thing which you're going to do is first you organize it. That means to put it in a table, structure tables and whatever. Then you visualize it. You draw some diagrams, right? After you're going to do that, then you're going to summarize. Now, summarizing involves two steps, okay? To summarize, it just means you are going to calculate measures, okay? You calculate the measures. So let me say the first thing, you work out the measures of central tendency, right? So let's just say calculate measures, okay? And when we say calculate measures, that means you work out measures of central tendency, okay? Then after working out measures of central tendency, let me write this down, of central tendency. Then after working out measures of central tendency, then you work out measures of variability, okay? Then you work out your measures of variability or spread, the variance, standard deviation, and stuff. That's how you summarize your data, to calculate the measures. Okay. Then the fourth and final thing which you do is to analyze. But we are going to be ending at this third one, basically, mostly. But to analyze is to then draw conclusions, right? Okay. You can then make, you can say that when you're analyzing, you're identifying relationships. So you identify relationships and draw conclusions. Relationships, and to make predictions. Let me say that. Make predictions and draw conclusions. Now you're drawing conclusions from the data that you have just finished organizing, visualizing, and summarizing. And that is what we'll be doing in this data representation. We'll find out to put data into a table, okay, or chart first, and then we'll see how to draw diagrams, okay, to provide visuals. We've seen those diagrams before, we've talked about them, but now what we are going to be doing is to go in depth and see what it is. So one example is maybe you've collected some data, and let's say you've collected, and it's, let's say you've taken it from like, how many people? 20 people? I don't know. And you've asked them for their favorite fruit, okay? And you get these responses: apple, grapes, then you say bananas, kiwi, apple, bananas, kiwi, kiwi, then mangoes, then grapes, oranges, bananas, oranges, grapes, bananas, kiwi, Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's like 18. I don't know if I counted well. But anyway, let's just say then you get apple, apple. So now these are the responses. This is like this. Like this data don't make much sense to us. Like this data don't make much sense to us. But when we bring the concept from data representation, then the first thing we'll do is, okay, what is the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to make a table to organize the data, right? So first is organize. Remember, it's like OVSA. That's how I remember. So it's like OVSA. So it's like I am going to organize the data by making a table. So I'll say fruit, then I'll say here, then I'll say frequency. Okay. Now let's put the fruits that we have. We have an apple. We have a kiwi. We have, we can try to put in alphabetical order. We have an apple. We have a banana. Okay, so apples, bananas. Then what else do we have? Okay, let's put kiwi. Then grapes. Grapes come before kiwi, but it's okay. Then oranges. Is there anything I've left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like probably I've put everything. Oh, and mangoes. So let's see now. What we are going to do is to put how many people have apples. We count 1, 2. Keep going. 3, 4. So for apples we have 4. Then for grapes we have 1, 2, 3. For grapes is 3. For bananas now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people have bananas. Okay, now we go back to kiwi. 1 here, 2, 3. So 3 people have kiwi. Oranges, 1. Let's put in green. 1, then 2, then 3. 3 people love oranges. Then mangoes, only 1 person loves mangoes. So now when it's like this, we can see which fruit is really loved by people. Okay, and we see that banana is the fan favorite, then followed by apples. Then these 3 are equal. Then the fruit that not many people loved in our survey is mangoes. Only 1 person loved a mango in this whole group. So here is an example of us starting to represent data. And then after drawing a table, we can put it in a chart. Okay, remember we said we can then draw a diagram. So we can put it like this using don't worry about this, I'll show you just now when we do the diagrams. This would be like a bar chart. Okay, we'll call it a bar chart. And in here we'll put the fruits. So let's put the fruits on the x-axis. Is going to be apples. Okay, then we're going to have bananas. Then we have grapes, kiwi, orange. So we have grapes, then kiwi, then orange, then mangoes. So now in here we'll then say mangoes. Okay, and here we'll have the frequency. So in that frequency, this would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 3, this would be 4, this would be 5, and this would be 6. So on 1, let's start with apples. How many were apples? 4. So apples will go all the way to 4. Like this. And then now the next thing which we're going to have is bananas. Bananas we have 5, so I'm going to put 5 bananas. Now here 5 bananas. All right, then after that we have grapes. How many grapes do we have? 3 grapes, so grapes will put in 3. Okay, remember that this is a bar graph, so your bars will not be together. They'll be separated. Kiwi 3, orange 3. So kiwi is also 3. The thickness should be the same. It's me who hasn't drawn it nicely, but all the bars should have the same thickness. And then mangoes, just one of it. So this is an example of us using this. And then now we can be able to calculate whatever they want us to calculate once we have done this. So we started with it in a very ugly form and look at what we had at the end. So yes, this is it for this one. Bye for now. See you in the next video.